Our goal is simple: make sure nothing gets missed and every transaction moves smoothly from start to finish. This system allows our transaction manager, Bella, to manage files efficiently, keeps agents organized, and ensures every client receives a consistent experience. When everyone follows the process, deals move faster, communication improves, and the entire team operates at a higher level. The full buyer and seller transaction processes are located in the Silva team portal under Transaction Management. This section includes step-by-step workflows, responsibilities for agents and the transaction team, and access to the intake forms. Anytime you are unsure about the next step in a deal, this portal should be your first reference. The intake form is what officially activates the transaction management system. For sellers, the intake form must be submitted after the listing consultation once paperwork is signed. For buyers, the intake form must be submitted once an offer is accepted. Without the intake form, the transaction team cannot begin preparing or managing the file. Communication during transactions happens through organized group chats. For sellers, the listing agent creates the group chat with the seller and the transaction team once paperwork is signed. For buyers, the transaction management team creates the group chat once the buyer intake form is submitted. Always include the transaction management number so updates remain organized. Buyer agents have 5 key actions that keep the transaction moving. First, schedule the buyer consultation in Follow-Up Boss. After the meeting, update the appointment outcome. When the buyer wants to submit an offer, tag the client preparing offer. If the offer is accepted, tag Offer Accepted. Finally, complete the buyer intake form so the transaction team can begin managing the deal. Listing agents also have 5 key responsibilities. First, schedule the first listing consultation in Follow-Up Boss. After the meeting, update the appointment outcome. Once paperwork is signed, submit the seller intake form. Next, schedule the photos or staging appointment. Once the intake form is submitted, the transaction team begins managing the entire process. This includes preparing listing documents, coordinating photos, creating MLS drafts, and managing compliance. They also handle attorney review, schedule inspections, track appraisal and mortgage progress, and coordinate closing. For listings, agents must also submit the accepted offer form once a seller accepts an offer. This can be done as a secondary form in the Agent OTC dashboard. This system only works if everyone follows it. Agents must update appointment outcomes, submit intake forms immediately, and keep communication organized in the group chats. Avoid starting transactions without submitting the required forms or skipping system updates. When everyone follows the process, transactions move faster and the client experience improves.